On this episode, AntSol Travel, we're heading over from Anaheim to my family's house in northern San Diego County in City of Vista, which happens to be along the sprinter tracks. So you get to go explore the sprinter train along with some time with family for Christmas, and then head back on Amtrak Pacific Surfliner, and also give some updates as well for those following along there as well for 2026 here on AntSol Travel. Working in hotels, for me, I always work on holidays before, but thankfully with a hotel that I work with a lot more coworkers, definitely helps you thankfully able to get Thanksgiving and Christmas off respectively. However, I had to work New Year's, because for hotels, we will operate 24/7, 365, especially like Disneyland, neighbor Disneyland too as well. They're always open every single day, and especially everyone's there who's staying with us there is pretty much there for Disney and no conferences, because, well, it's the holidays. Everyone wants to be with their family. So for everyone who works in hospitality, travel, tourism, restaurants, and more, thank you very much for working on the holidays. You are awesome. For me, I worked on Christmas Eve. Working on Christmas Eve wasn't too bad at all. We just checked in guests coming in and out for Disneyland as well, which is only about half capacity for us there. So wasn't too bad for us there at all. So for there, it was, well, wet and rainy that day, so it was going to be very interesting driving over. Thankfully, my sister is driving us over to our parents' house from Anaheim to Vista in northern San Diego County, which was, well, very, very wet. So for a lot of places, thankfully here in Orange County and northern San Diego County, thankfully there weren't any issues with the roads or anywhere else for flooding. But holy cow, a lot of places elsewhere did, such as like Wildwood and San Bernardino County. They had mudslides, and then also there was some flooding on I-5 in San Fernando Valley, so thankfully we're not hit with that there, but hopefully everything's okay for everybody there. So for there, we got to Vista nice and safely there, and we got dinner, and my mom made Portuguese bean soup and spam musubi, which is always delicious, and especially got Santa rolls that we had as well, that we got from Boudin's in neighboring city of San Marcos. So both were delicious. So I just want to do a quick show and tell of some of the presents that I got for Christmas. So this is just only like a fraction of stuff that I got. So for there, I got is for Muni, for all the trans-oriented stuff that I got. It is Muni, like, wooden railroad card. So for this one, it's like $20, and it's like printing on there of like a regular like new Uni Siemens card. Looks pretty good. And then also got stickers seat, which is only like about $4. And then also, my mom saw on the BART store was a cool color-changing mug, and especially for me, I might always get coffee in the morning, so I make coffee. So this is black, but when you add hot water in there, then it turns the color printing that you see on here of the San Francisco skyline and the BART train rolling by. That's pretty cool. And then also saw for $5 was a grab bag of pins from BART. So BART started in 1972. So for this pin was 20th anniversary. This started was from 1992. Wow. And then also got pins for the West Dublin BART station, Oakland Airport extension, and then the BART logo, more modern looking, and then also one that's a very more 90s corporate looking logo. Also, one thing I saw in there as well, so it looks pretty cool, was also, you can get a BART map poster. So now, it's going on my travel wall as well. So you'll not necessarily see it because it's on the right-hand side. You won't really see it since when you look on the camera, it'll be more of my wardrobe there. But it works pretty well. But this is pretty nice. And especially since they don't do as much extensions, I want to get the BART map more because LA Metro is always doing extensions, especially they did like a whole reconfiguration for LAX Metro Center, Pomona extension there as well for the A line. And soon for next year, there is going to be LAX People Mover way late in 2026. And then also the first segment of the LA Metro D Purple Line as well. So we'll definitely, I'm not going to get a bigger poster of the LA Metro map. I'm good with the pocket map just for now. After Christmas, there was rain in the forecast, but thankfully wouldn't come until 3 p.m., so I had plenty of time to jog before it rained. My jogging venture consisted of a 7-mile jog route along the NCTD Sprinter right-of-way trackage along the Inland Rail Trail, then go up a mile towards the Panera in San Marcos for a coffee of course, since I do have the subscription, and then head back Then go along and also give more context about northern San Diego County as well. The suburban cities in San Diego of Oceanside, Vista, San Marcos, and Escondido were all farm towns along Highway 78. Until the 1990s, the growth of suburban housing and the mix of single-family townhomes, light industrial areas, breweries, and logistics companies moved in. Also created the need for local four-year University of Cal State San Marcos in 1989 on a former chicken farm. With its population growth, choked up on traffic on Highway 78 that connects the four cities, so North County Transit District, the transit agency for Northern San Diego County, needed a way to move more people faster than a bus. So what about this Escondido train branch that is not being used as much? Might as well use that. NCTD created the Sprinter, opened in 2008, as a diesel-powered passenger train system with a peak service of 30 minutes per way on weekdays and with some cut frequencies on weekends and holidays. The line parallels Highway 78 and can take unneeded car trips out with stops along most exits, and residents can take the train in and out, around and out of the area. NCTD rebuilt the tracks for a former right-of-way on the passenger stations and even paved trail along as well, called the Inland Rail Trail. This goes from Escondido to pretty much the western Vista area, and the next segment is being worked on right now for Vista to Oceanside. That's under construction. This attracts many locals to explore the area along the trail along with foot and bike. However, this segment from Vista to San Marcos is quite hilly, so I am still sore to this day after it a few days later. Along the way, I saw many new developments in San Marcos spurred by the need for more housing, such as a former vacant land that became the La Sibila, and affordable senior housing, and then a strip mall turned vacant lots is going to be converted into 119-unit apartments, and third, a townhouse that is right down the street from Palomar College that I'm sure will be rented out to many college students. And then right before Palomar College, I turned right on Las Posas Road to get towards Panera. After going under Highway 78, I arrived at the Grand Plaza Shopping Center, a strip mall that's formerly had a Joann's fabric store. They haven't bothered taking down the sign even though it went down months ago and filed bankruptcy and closed all their stores. Along San Marcos Boulevard is Better Buzz Coffee, drive-through and walk-up kiosk, a popular coffee roaster based here in San Diego County. It's not bad there right now, yet tons of people are doing drive-through. Just walk up. It's just easier that way. Don't burn gas, people. Come on. A few blocks later to my Panera coffee. I had to put the coffee in my water bowl as NCTD does not allow paper cups in the bus or trains as can easily spill and must be in a spill-proof container. Now continue to San Marcos Boulevard to the San Marcos Civic Center Sprinter Station. Next door to that is Costco Business Center, which has bulk items for real business customers, and it still costs $20 for Chobani yogurt with shipping fees. Yeah, so much discount. Wow. One of the local papers that's still free newspaper box around northern San Diego County is the Coast News. The headline is for Orange County's Pop Warner football team that won the Pop Warner Super Bowl. Over a mile and a quarter later, I made it to San Marcos Civic Center Station in time with several minutes to spare. And there I made sure to scan my Pronto card, which is the contactless fare payment system, as especially the inspectors actually do check your fare, so make sure to do that when you're on Sprinter. They do. Check it. When I arrived at Boyne Creek Station, I watched the train head off. There, and there was a nice jog there, and it totaled nearly, I think it was a fair amount of calories, but I will. The next day, my family and I headed over to Oceanside to take the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner back to Anaheim. Well, just for me anyways. My sister will drive back up next day, and then my parents will drive up the following day to go to a hockey game. And we drove out to Oceanside Transportation Center, where parking is free in their big old garage. And next to the train platform is the Amtrak's platform and a few blocks to our restaurant, Toasted. Toasted is located on the ground level of the stalled condominium building. With a 1-bed, 1-bath unit costs over $750,000, and 2-bath costs $1.2 million. And on top of that, you had to pay $760 of HOA fee a month to maintain the building and amenities. But especially why it's so expensive, because you're right next to the ocean and the beach and train station. All that's just a couple blocks away, man. Train-oriented dream, but so expensive, and work is not close anyway. Toasted is one of our brunch restaurants that we love to go to, which they have 2 locations, Las Vegas and 2 in San Diego County, including here in Oceanside, which is open daily from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and they have a huge menu of breakfast dishes, sandwiches, mimosas, and most importantly, bottomless drip coffee, which is more my speed there. For there, I got breakfast quesadilla, and holy cow, it was delicious. It had like cheese, barbacoa, potatoes, and so much more. It was the best thing ever. And at the end of the meal, our server insisted on my parents to take iced tea back and my coffee to go. So cool, now I got coffee from the next day. Then after that, we did a quick walk to the Oceanside Pier with a nice view, and of course it was a bit crowded here and there, but wasn't too bad at all. After that, we headed back to the garage to get my suitcase and messenger pack, and then head out to the platform. For the first train that passed by was southbound train, and then eventually my northbound train, which is one always go all the way to San Luis Obispo, so you know this train is going to be packed instead of just going to LA. So for there, pretty much some people will also going to go, especially taking this train to go past Los Angeles, especially to the San Fernando Valley, such as like Chatsworth, Northridge, then go to Camarillo, go to like Simi Valley, Ventura. One guy went all the way to San Luis Obispo that boarded on the same time as me. Holy cow. That's quite an adventure there, sir. And he didn't have any pieces of luggage with him, huh? After we boarded, thankfully I was able to find a seat and able to store my suitcase and my messenger pack, which I just put on my lap because there's just not a lot of room. But at least there's a lot of foot room to put a footrest, but not much for your backpack. After that was a nice relaxing train ride north to going towards Anaheim and Los Angeles. It was nice, and especially sped along 90 miles an hour when it went through the camp. And then we head out north to Orange County, San Clemente, which they are doing some construction right now for that whole retaining wall issue that they're having right now with landslides, and then also all the boulders that need to put there as well to prevent all the water erosion from all the beaches going away. So we continue along to San Clemente, and then to San Juan Capistrano, Santa Ana, which we seem like we almost ran over a person, because when we had slowed down a lot before getting to a crossing, he said, yeah, I can hear the train operator since we're in the cab car going, gosh darn it, is the most family-friendly way to say things, of almost really running over a person. That's the last thing we need right then. And then went to Santa Ana, and then might stop in Anaheim. And then to get back to my place, just the easier way was just to take one of the Anaheim Resort Transportation buses towards Disneyland, the Route 15. For there, all buses include transfers for OC Bus and Anaheim Resort Transportation buses are included with your Amtrak and Pacific Surfliner ticket, which makes it very convenient for a clean last mile back. So over there, it went on the bus right as it arrived there, and it was just showing the ticket and was good to go. At least, and especially as you trudge through a lot of dirt and mud, so the best way to clean off when it got back was just to use like Clorox wipes and just roll over and then get all the dirt and mud off, so makes it nice and clean. So for there, it was a nice train-oriented vacation to my parents' house, and especially got to ride trains and experience things that I love to do. And especially for there as well, coming up next year as well, for 2026, I'm going to go to more adventures planned here in Southern California, a lot more also plans to see days after opening for the LA Metro D line, for that extension is going to open up sometime in 2026, and then eventually for the LAX People Mover, late 2026. So hopefully those will be on time more than it should be. Please, come on LA Metro, please. And LA Airport, make sure your airport movers is on time. It's getting really ridiculous. Speaking of airport movers, We're going to be going to LAX in April because I'm going to go doing an East Coast trip to Baltimore, Boston, and Chicago. Yes. Finally going to do something that's a bit more out of state, finally. So I am very excited for this transit trip that is coming in April, which will be more published in May and June. So there's going to be plenty of transit adventures here on AntSol Travel coming in 2026. So thank you for coming along here on AntSol Travel.